Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm here because I'm a natural health practitioner. And this means treating the body holistically with natural remedies. And before I became a natural health practitioner, I had a natural lifestyle for myself. I understand my body. I know myself. And I have worked on being true to myself. Feeding myself the right things to make me healthy and strong and possibly to have a long, good life. So when COVID came around, I was afraid like everybody else, but slowly I started seeing the holes and what did not make sense, because like I said, I understand the human body. It's a common sense thing, you see, because we live in these bodies. These are our bodies. Everywhere we go, we are in these bodies. Everything we put in it, we choose. We understand how our bodies respond to what we put in it and to our environment. We are our own experiments. We are our own trials. Our parents experimented with us as babies, and then we experiment with ourselves, and it continues on because it's a work in progress, let me say that, okay? Life on earth has seen many struggles. This is why I say it's a work in progress. I came with many others to support the truth and our human rights. To try to continue to protect our bodies, and especially the bodies of our children. This is about freedom and struggle. We must not be confused about what freedom is. You see, Willie Lynch was a slave master, and he did such a good number on slaves by inflicting such extremely atrocious crimes to break our will and condition us to a lowly state of material servitude, to break our will so that we can serve the masters. He warned other slave masters, and I have had these documents in my own hand from years ago. All print from, I don't know when it was, 1800s, maybe early 1900s, I don't know. These documents were circulating in Bermuda, and I'm sure around the world. The slave master was instructing other masters how to keep us oppressed, how to keep us confused and lost. He warned that they had to be persistent because the conditioning would wear off. He warned that after 400 years, the psyche would readjust itself and people would remember again who we truly are. And people, we all feel it now, don't we? I know it's been happening before COVID, but COVID shows us an awakening, a new understanding of life and everything, of who we are. Some people call it woke, some people call it awake. It's really understanding and feeling what is true. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society like the one I just explained, the society of conditioning and oppression and servitude. Considering these past atrocities on humans already, what does it mean for any parent to hand over the baby their child to partake in an experiment. An experiment still under trial with unknown risks and results. What does it mean? What does it mean for us, for any one of us, us parents, to hand over our babies, people? It's one thing to accept it for yourself, but the jury is still out. We don't know the truth. The trial is still an experiment, okay? What does it mean for you to hand over your children to these same people? The same people like Willie Lynch.
All over the world.
All over the world, yes. Okay, I just have this picture in my mind of the slave masters and the slaves and horses, the children, the mothers, the wives. Okay? Picture two horses tied to a man's arms or legs, tied to a man's limbs, and then they are smacked or whatever and set to run. Okay? This, you can picture what happened to the man's body, but this is part of the conditioning. This is what they did to scare women into submission, to follow the rules, to protect the men, to protect the strong men who were broken down like little weak boys. And us women here in this island have been protecting our men, and we need to gauge that. Men, you are not just to be protected, you need to stand up and be who you truly are. See the warrior. Look at the warrior. Look at this warrior. This is where we come from. Strong genes, strong DNA. It is no manner of health. It's no measure of health to be adjusted to a profoundly sick society. We need to remember, we need to connect our members to start rebuilding, starting from within ourselves. Then we need to connect the members of our human families. We need to remember. Eleanor Roosevelt said, basic human rights are simple and easily understood. Freedom of speech, a free press, freedom of religion and worship, freedom of assembly and the right of petition, the right of man to be secure in their homes and free from unreasonable search and seizure and from arbitrary arrest and punishment. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. This is about freedom and struggle. It is always real. As sovereign beings, it is imperative that we understand what freedom and equality mean, and we stand in ownership of ourselves. It means we take responsibility for our bodies, mind, and spirit each and every day. This is the individual's responsibility, no one else's. Certainly it's not government's. Sovereign means we have free will to rule over ourselves. I'll just say that the Bermuda Freedom Alliance, we are supporting human rights for all. And we are trying to put together a class that will help educate us about what that means, because a lot of us don't understand that. Freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint, absent of subjection to foreign domination or despotic government. The state of not being imprisoned. Excuse me, hair in my mouth, sorry. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved, not imprisoned in a little hotel room. Freedom is the natural state we're born into, people. The natural God, source, creator, given law. All man-made laws hinge on this. We earn these rights as we earn the bodies that our spirits reside in, because we are spirits having a human experience. I speak under the authority as a living person, a living being, not a name on paper. I am naturally endowed, as we all are, with inalienable rights. Bodily integrity of this physical body is unchangeable. It emphasizes the importance of personal autonomy, the ability to make decisions, self-ownership, self-determination of human beings over our own bodies. In the field of human rights, violation of bodily integrity of another is regarded as an unethical infringement, intrusive, and criminal. So I tried to give a little analogy. I need to wrap it up. I have a lot more to say. I will share this on the page. I tried to give a little analogy, right? What we're experiencing in this COVID mess, all this fear, pain, tears, confusion, it's a struggle, and I called it the bees and the bears. The COVID struggle with all the external factors coming at us full of collateral damage. It looks like a person being attacked by bees. So my solution-oriented mind says, what do we do? Remove the hive. Don't worry about all the little bees. Remove what is causing them. Remove the hive. And then the bears. Mother bears. Bears protect their young. Bears are going to go all out matty when they feel that their young are being threatened. This is who we are. Okay, we're bears. Our children are being threatened with this toxic experiment. It's an experiment, people. It's not conspiracy. They say it themselves that it's an experiment. Okay? We, if you comply, are test subjects. I'm going to hop forward to the end, Eugene. Bermuda is viewed as an ideal testing ground because of our demographics. And this COVID goes to show that, hey, they have really worked the test on us. I mean, we're a very good control environment, and our leaders have been following the orders to undergo this test.
Bill Gates is telling the premier what to do.
But no one asked us. No one asked us if we consent to be experimented on. And if you ask, most Bermudians, cautious people would say, no, we do not consent to this experiment. This experiment, the predictions of it were much higher than what it's shown to be. In almost 2 years, Bermuda's had a low, look, I have to be careful what I say because people think I'm not compassionate. A low mortality rate, actually under 1%, under 0.5%, and a high survival rate, so that shows you where we're at. This is not a pandemic. It's a pandemic of fear. It's a pandemic of emergency authorized measures causing excess collateral damage that we're tired of. We want our life back. And we are standing here to show you that as sovereign beings, knowing and understanding who we are, we're just going to take the steps and be free. And we join everyone here. We invite everyone here to join. We love you. One love. I am because we are. The principle of Ubuntu is the way to move forward. Unconditional love. Thank you.